inside Thursday night. How's it going? Alright, strip back, good crack, multi-trade podcast. Share the knowledge you know, help to make our sector grow. Everybody's learning from experts and the journeymen. Insights.
What's the story, everyone, and welcome to another overload episode from Inside the Stripped Back podcast. I'm Stephen Buckley. It's just me today, and I want to do something a little bit different. No guest, no back and forth, just me talking about my journey, because recently I got promoted to assistant manager of the mobile maintenance team within Mighty Facilities Management, and that just really got me thinking about where it all started, the graft, the setbacks, and about never sitting easy in any role. And with that, you can take it right back to the beginning, the apprentice days, the apprenticeship starting out like most sparks do, green as grass, eager to learn. My apprenticeship began with a company from Blanchardstown in Dublin, Jovan Electrical, working in domestic, commercial and industrial sites, getting a good mix of the trade in all sectors. And from that then, I was able to get 3 years of my apprenticeship complete before the recession hit. And luckily enough, a company out in East Wall in Dublin, Redmond Electrical, took me on, finished off my apprenticeship with them, doing similar type of work, commercial and industrial, got me over the line. But those early days were really humbling. You're carrying gear, you're chasing walls, you're getting sent to the van 15 times a day. But what you're really doing is learning how to listen, how to take instruction, how to work safely, how to work hard. And it just reminds you that there's no shortcut in your apprenticeship years. There's no shortcuts in life, and there's no shortcut in your overall career. You have to earn your stripes. You make mistakes, you get corrected, and you improve. And if you're lucky, you get around good tradesmen, a good team who take pride in their work, and you learn from that. And that's where the foundation of your own career gets built. So getting that qualification, getting that certificate, and then trying to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life is a major decision. So when I qualified, work was still slim. The after effects of the recession were still hanging about there in 2011. And there was only short-term contracts being offered at the time on building sites. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on in the commercial game or the big industrial works. And I needed that structure. I needed that continuity of work. So there was a role offered to me through Param Access Control based out in West Dublin. And they did installations of door automation and access control units, which still stayed within the electrical remit, but then it just added another string to my bow, being able to intertwine what I had learned throughout my electrical career and then adding that onto access control and door automation within medical installations and within banking installations as well. So being able to mix that together was it was really important for me, and it was an eye-opener of how you can actually learn and grow your career even after qualifying. And it was a real shift. It wasn't just, containment and wiring what was through a normal apprenticeship. It was a new type of mental learning, fault finding on automated systems, linking in with security systems and interfaces, working with sensors and maglocks and control panels. So it got my brain working, and it gave me a bit of a kick up the backside that you can't just sit easy within your career, that there is other aspects to it, and if you're willing to learn about them, then you could continue to grow and continue to adapt, no matter what qualification you have in your hands as an electrician. You can always bulk that up and be adaptable as well. You know, you can't stay in one lane forever. The industry is too wide for that, and it's consistently growing, as you can see now, with the likes of solar coming into the game and car chargers and linking all that in together. So, you know, the industry is continuously adapting to the needs of the world and the public. So we have to adapt with it. So, and look, you know, you've probably seen access control yourself out there. Some of the work can be shoddy, but when you get into a good company, it can be precision work if you allow yourself to do it properly. You're not just installing, you're integrating, you're thinking about user flow, safety, compliance, reliability. And to me, it sharpened me technically and in regards to compliance. And that's another thing that I added to my armour, to my career armour that I took with me throughout the rest of my career. But it gave me so much confidence as well, because you start to link in with different contractors and clients, and you know, you're going out there and you're commissioning work as well at the end of it for high-end clients as well, in the likes of the banking and the medical industry. So that was a game changer for me in regards to confidence. But you know, you get to a stage in your life where you have to try and think of what's the next plan personally in life. You know, and you've got a fiance, you're planning to get married, you've got a child, you're planning on growing your family, and you're trying to get on the ladder for getting a house. And you know, you want to be able to grow your salary and make yourself a bit more money to match the certificates and the training that you've done throughout your career. So with that, you know, start looking around, start seeing these jobs coming up in Kildare, in semiconductor plants, and everybody will know the semiconductor plant out in Kildare. And I sort of bypassed the installation end of it. I started looking internally for work inside the factory. So there was a company at the time, Tokyo Electron, who were looking for technicians, engineers to install semiconductor tool sets within the fab of the factory itself. So I bypassed the construction sites of the building of the fabs and the factories, and actually got inside them and learned from the start how to come in, set up the racks, the chillers, the electrical racks, get the cables from the sub fab up to the fab and connect them to the tool sets, put the tool sets together. And then once those contracts were finished, then there was another company in there called Westerwood Global that took over the maintenance aspect of those tool sets. So I was able to learn straight from the installation end of things right through to the maintenance aspect of it over the course of 5 to 6 years, which was a game changer for me. It was a different level altogether. Clean room environments, shift work, a month of days, a month of nights, 12-hour shifts, coming home, wife is going out to work, I'm going to bed, I'm heading off to work, she's coming home, trying to match up your eating schedules and the kids being picked up, and then getting in there, and it's all high pressure manufacturing, keeping tool sets in the green, not allowing anything to go into the red. So €1 million tool sets. So you're working nights, weekends, rotations, production never stops. Downtime costs serious money. There's no, we'll get to it on Monday, or sure, we'll follow up on that one. It has to be done now, which is a game changer. So you learn more about the precision end of things, documentation, accountability, trying to be calm under pressure, planning works. The whole safety aspect of things, planning works well in advance. You could be planning the most menial task over the course of 3 weeks, just because safety is key in these type of factories. And that's where you learn the discipline end of things. If you're not disciplined, it's just not the industry for you. And you know, they say shift work takes a certain amount of years off your life, and it's not glamorous. It's tough on the body, it's tough on the mind. It's tough on routine with the family life, not being able to go to certain things because you're working nights, not being able to be present for certain things in the mornings, you know, and that's where life started shifting for me. And, you know, family does change everything. It's As my family was starting to grow, priorities changed. Shift work was a good experience. It was good money. It was great exposure to the industry. But structure, like I mentioned before, matters to me. Routine matters to me. Being present matters. So I made a move into the mobile maintenance industry with Mighty Facilities Management. A job came up. I'd applied for a few other ones. This was one that was close to home for me, but it got me back on the road. Van, tools, something different every day, using your mind, starting at a normal time in the morning and getting home at a normal time in the evening. And that was the turning point for me. Like mobile maintenance, it's a different kind of pressure. It's not glamorous either. You're on the road, like I said. You could be working in plant rooms one day, you could be working on a shop floor the next, dealing with breakdowns, facing clients head on, trying to keep businesses running. And what I loved about that end of it was taking ownership of jobs, taking ownership of, installations and maintenance, and becoming a problem solver and keeping things running for people. It's like every site is different, every client has different expectations, every day is unpredictable. And this is where I made a decision that I wasn't just going to show up every day and do the bare minimum, get paid every month and head home. I was going to give everything to the role and try to be proactive, make a name for myself. And here is something that I've learned. Nobody owes you your progression. I started on a certain salary within Mighty Facilities Management, and I made it my goal to reach a certain bump in that salary within a certain amount of years, which I did. And that comes down to progression that I've created for myself. So over the last 7 years, I made it my mission to be proactive, take that responsibility, offer solutions instead of complaints, share my knowledge, and at the same time keep learning. And if something needs doing, I'd step in. If there was a gap, I'd try to fill it. If there was a chance to improve something, I'd suggest something. And not for praise, not for recognition, although that does come with it and it is great to get, but because I'm building my own value. And there's nothing more important than building your own value. Never sit easy. The minute you get comfortable, you stop growing, personally and professionally. And that comes to the promotion end of things then. As I mentioned before, the assistant manager position. Recently, I was promoted to that assistant manager of the mobile maintenance team. And I'll be honest, it felt good. It feels good. Not because of the title, but because of what it represents. All of the early mornings, all of the night shifts, all the learning curves, the graft, it all feels like it's paid off now. But here's the thing, it's not the finish line. It's just a new starting point for me. It's a new challenge. Management isn't about knowing everything. It's about supporting the team, developing people, leading by example, creating standards, communicating clearly. It's a new skill set, and I'm treating it the same way I treated my apprenticeship. Green, learning, open, because growth never stops. Never sit easy. If there's one message I want to leave you with today, it's this: never sit easy in any role. Comfort is dangerous. Ask yourself, what else can I learn? How can I improve? Where can I add value? What door can I open next? The industry, the electrical industry, the maintenance industry is massive. Commercial, industrial, security, semiconductors, facilities, management. You're not stuck unless you decide to be. So just some final thoughts before I go. Looking back from Apprentice with Joe Vaughan and Redmond Electrical, to access control with Perim Access Control, to semiconductors with Tokyo Electron and Westerwood Global, and to the mobile maintenance now with Mighty Facilities Management. It all connects. Every stage prepared me for the next one. And now it's about doing the same again in this new role. Leaning in, learning fast, leading properly, and never sitting easy. If you're an apprentice listening to this, stick with it. If you're qualified but unsure of your next move, push yourself. If you're comfortable, challenge that comfort, because growth only happens when you lean forward. Thanks for listening to this Overload episode, and always take it easy.